Let's look at problem number 13. So we have two parentheses, and in each parenthesis we have both integers and we have radical numbers. So what we will do is we will multiply the integers, the numbers outside the radical, with each other, which is -2 times 3, and we will multiply the radicals within themselves. So radical 6 times radical 14x, so we can just use the product rule to combine these inside a common square root. So inside the square root we will multiply 6 and 14x. So let's look at the integers. -2 times 3 will be -6, and inside the radical we have 6 times 14x. So one way would be to multiply 6 and 14, but realize that we would like to simplify the expression eventually, and we will need to factor it. So instead of multiplying and then factoring it back, it's easier to factor each of them separately. So 6 has factors 2 and 3, and 14 has factors 2 and 7. And we copy x. So when we write this in the factored form, we can see what factors repeat. So we see that 2 and 2, we have 2 of them. So we will be able to simplify. We will be able to get we will be able to get 2 out of the radical, because we have 2 squared inside the radical. So 3x, 7 and x, they have just one factor, so they will stay inside the radical. But these 2 times 2, which is 4, will get out of the radical as 2. Okay? So we will multiply it by this number -6. So we will get -12 outside the radical, and we can now multiply these to get 21x inside the radical. Now let's look at problem 14. So we have cube roots. 2 cube roots are multiplied. So since they have the same index, we can just combine them inside the same radical. So whatever we have inside each of these will be multiplied inside the common radical. So we have -3 and 6 as numbers, and we have x squared and x, and y squared as the variables. So we will multiply the numbers to find -18. We multiply x's and y's separately. We find x cubed and y cubed. So we will simplify this expression. We will see whatever gets out of the radical. So remember that if you have a perfect cube inside the cube root, you can take it out. So x cubed gets out of the cube root. They kind of cancel out, so you end up getting x outside the radical. And y cubed can get out of the radical as y. As for -18, this is not a perfect cube, and if we look at its factors, it has 2 and 9 as factors, which are not perfect cubes, so it doesn't have any perfect cube as a factor, so it's going to stay as it is inside the radical. So this is the final answer.